Hello dear students, how you all? I hope everyone are good and doing your work on time. Yes children, do it your work on time children, okay, and practice it well. Now in this class we are going to see a grammar part, that is auxiliary verb. Concentrate here children, you have to understand it well. First we'll see what is verb. Okay children, what is verb you have learnt in third standard. Yes, I hope everyone has remembered that, but once we will recall it. What is verb children? I hope everyone has remembered. What is verb? A verb is a word that tells an action. A verb tells what we do. Jump, run, play. Here three actions you are seeing. Yes, these are all verbs. Action is nothing but verb. What the action is going on tells a verb. Okay children. So first, to understand, we'll see some examples. First one, he sits in the grass. The word sits is a word that tells an action. Sits is a verb. Here sits is a action is going on. Sits is called a verb. Let's see second one. I run outside. The word run is a word that tells an action. Run is verb. Yes, run is a action is going on. That is called a verb. So did you have understand what is verb children? Yes. Action is all about a verb. Let's understand what is helping verbs. For helping words, we'll call auxiliary verbs. Words like am, is, are, was, were, has, have, had are called auxiliary verbs. Let's see one rule. I am walking. Note that the auxiliary verb am will come only with I. When I is using, that time the auxiliary verb am will come. Okay children. Next see one more rule. The words is, was, am and has are singular auxiliary verb. When singular form will be used, we will use it. Next, the words are, were and have are plural auxiliary verbs. When the verb is in a plural form, these words will come. Are, were and have. Yes. So we have learned when we have to use plural helping verbs and when we have to use singular helping verbs. So let's see when we have to use do, does and did. So first we will see where we will use do and does. If you are talking about he, she, it, what we have to use? We have to use do. When we are speaking about a he, she or it, we have to use does. Okay, some examples we'll see it. Jack does his homework every night. Here we are speaking about a particular person. We are speaking about he, a person, Jack. So here we have to use does. One more example we'll see. Second example, she does her exercise every day. Here we are speaking about a person, so we have used word does. Where we have to use word does, when you are speaking about he, she or it, we have to use does word. Where we have to use do, we'll see it now. If you are talking about anybody else, example I, you and even a plural form we, they, you would use the word do. Where we have to use when we are using I, you, we, they, plural forms, that time we will use word do. For example, we will say it, I do a lot of work these days. Second one, they do volunteer work on Sundays. Third, you do nothing at all. So here what you are using do word. I, when we are speaking about anybody else, that time we will use do word. So let's see when you will use did. When we are talking past tense, we will use did. something happened yesterday or last night or last month. That time we will use word did. It is very simple. Both do and does, it became did. Examples we'll see. I did my assignment last night. Second, he did his homework on time. Third, the girls did ballet at school. Fourth, the car did not get cleaned yesterday. About previous day or previous month we are speaking, so we'll use did here. And I hope everyone has understand where you will use do, does and did. So let's see modal auxiliary verbs. What is modals? Let's learn about modals. Modals means modals are helping verbs and also known as modal auxiliary verbs. It is different from normal verbs. It won't, example, eat, write, say, go, buy, walk, read, drink, cry, etc. These all are normal verbs. Modal auxiliary verbs, they are different from normal verbs, but they are used with the main verbs. Example, see, you should study. Should is modal. Study is main verb. Always modals will be with main verbs. Why verbs are different from others? Because it first ability it will show. Modals what they will show, see here. First ability, next permissions, third advice, fourth obligations. Obligation means duty. Next fifth one it is possibilities. These 5 actions, or verbs it will show, so it is different from others. How we'll use this, we'll see it now. Okay, to show ability what we'll use, we'll see it. To show ability we will use can and could. Where we'll use can and could, we'll see it now. First, for can we'll see example. Ravi can do 50 push-ups at a time. Here Ravi's ability we are seeing it. Yes. So this is present. It is going on. So present, when we are using present word, so that time we will use can. And where we use could, we'll see it. Ravi could do 100 push-ups when he was in 10th class 10th. This is also ability, but it is happened in past. So when we are saying about past, we will use word could. Next we will see permission. To show permission, we will use can, may, could. Most of time we will use can and may. Rarely we will use could. It is informal way. Formal way we will use it at can and may. Informal way, mostly rare time we will use could. Example we'll see for first can. Can I sit in that chair? When you will use can and may, no difference between can and may, but where you will use can, it is informal way. To closest person we will use can. But when we have to use may we will use in a school, means when we are coming inside, may I come in ma'am? It is formal way. When you are speaking to, when we are giving respect, that time we will use may. May I borrow your dictionary? This is a formal way. Could, we'll see could example. Could I open the window? This is informal way. We will use rarely. Okay, can, may and could, these are permission. When we are asking permission, we will use these words. Next we will see advice. For advice we will use should. Example, you should take bath daily. When you are giving advice, you should write your handwriting neatly. So when we are advising, we will use should. Yes. Next, now we'll see about obligations. Obligation is nothing but our duty. What we have to use when we are saying obligation? Must, it should be used. When we are speaking about our duty, we have to use word must. Example, we must work hard. That is our duty. We have to do it. So when you are using saying about our work, we have to use word must. When we are speaking about possibilities, that time we will use these words. May. My sir may come today. It is not confirmed. It is hoping. So that time we will use may. Might. It might be expensive. We don't know about the perfect rate or price. We are hoping it. So possibilities we are showing. So might, it might be expensive. Then can. Rohit can come today. When we'll use can, it is informal way. Maybe to our closest one we'll use can. And could, where you'll use, rarely we'll use could. They could come. It is possibilities it is showing. When we'll use possibilities, we are hoping, that time we'll use these words. And one more word, unreal situations. Unreal situation we will use would. It is not real. That time we will use word would. I would love to visit Mumbai. It is not real. I want to do it, but I have not done. I want to do it. Maybe it may be happened or not. We don't know, but we are hoping it. It is unreal situation. That time we will use word would. Here we have learnt about verbs, auxiliary verbs and modals. Yes, I hope everyone understand. Now you have to open your textbook, and in your textbook what are the grammar parts you have to complete it. Open your textbook, children.